Hey everybody! So today we're going to talk about all about pitching and how to use social media to sell out your services. So like always, let me go ahead and get this shared into my group because I know they want to see this. And when you're hopping on, say hi, say where you're from, and let me know how the weather is where you're at. Because today has been super, super rainy and gloomy, dreary here in Georgia. So it's not too much going on here. It's still hot, but it's super, super rainy. It's been raining all day. So let me go ahead and get this in my group right quick. Okay, so I got that in my group. All right, so I get this question like a lot all the time. It's like, how do I find clients? Where are clients? I can't find any clients. I can't really find anybody that wants my services or that needs my services. When I'm pitching, I'm not really getting a response, or I'm not. They're saying they don't need my services at this time. So there's two ways that I look at it. So I definitely look at you should be pitching, especially in the beginning, so you can kind of find clients and then get your services in front of people since you don't have a following or anything at that time. And so during that time when you're pitching, I also think you should have strategies in place that attract clients, so you don't have to always pitch. You'll have clients coming to you as well. So what I how I look at it is, first and foremost, every day in the beginning, I was always pitching. So I use social media to actually pitch my services. And if you haven't checked out the podcast that I did with Chrissy, she showed us a lot of ways for us to pitch our services on social media and other ways too. But I definitely use social media a lot because there's so many people on social media that are business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call them, that you can get your services in front of. And like I always tell my clients, there are still a lot of business owners who do not know what a virtual assistant is. They do not know where to find one. So if you're not putting your services in front of these people, then they don't know that you have these services to offer. So I'm always saying pitch like crazy. If it's through email, if it's through Facebook and you're messaging people. And so I talk about pitching a lot, and I know some people are like, oh my God, I don't want to pitch. I'm scared to pitch. That is spammy. That makes me feel so bad to sell. But the way that you pitch separates you from just a regular person who's spamming somebody's inbox or messages and somebody who is genuinely trying to help this person and get your services in front of them. So if you haven't checked out the cold email template, you can grab that inside of the Facebook group. Look in the description, there's a link to grab that. But all of my pitches are personalized. So I do not copy and paste and send the same message to 1,500 people. So what I do is I go and I look at the person's website, social media, whatever it is that you want to help them with. And I go see if there are any problems with it. Are there any inconsistencies? Is there anything that, any kind of gaps that I can fill with my services? And so I look at those and then I craft a pitch to help that person. And so I go in and I say something that I really like about their page or them as a person if I check out their About Me section of their website. So I always go in and say, hey, this is what I like. This is what I can relate to, or I've been following you for a while, whatever that is. And so, hold on. Messages popping in. So I always go in with something I can relate to, I really like about their business. And then I also go in and say, hey, I noticed this and this is how I can help you fix that. And so it's super short. I keep my pitches super short, straight to the point. And then I always say, how can they get in contact with me? How can they reach out with me? Let me know if this is helpful. And then I start a conversation with them. I have yesterday or the day before yesterday, I talked to a client and she was saying how a lot of people were just dropping links, were just saying, hey, check me out. This is what I do, and this is how much I charge. And if you are more personalized, if you are more personable, if you really care about the person and you're really trying to have a connection with that person, then that will make you stand out. Hey, Aisha. So yeah, so a lot of people are like, how can I stand out when there's so many people commenting? And that's the number one way you can stand out. If you truly care about that person, if you go into their inbox or send them an email and you actually truly care about them and not just pitching your services saying, hey, this is think all about yourself, like, this is my services, this is the hot price, this is what you can do to get on the phone call me. If you take into consideration that person too and say, hey, what are you working toward? Let's see how I can meet you halfway. Like, how can I help you meet your goals? And that's what helps you stand out. Like, you are taking initiative to actually want to hear more about them, to actually want to help them with their business, and not just like for their money and just like, oh, these are my services, buy them if you want them or not. So like I said, that is what I go in with my pitches. I always think about the other person. I put myself in the other person's shoes. I think about, how can I craft this pitch that would get my attention? What can I put in the subject line, or what can I say that will get my attention? And people like to hear about themselves. We're all like kind of selfish. We really are, like, we love to be talk about ourselves, what we have going on. So if you go in and say something that's really good about their business that made you like their website or their page, then that will spark their interest. Like, hey, okay, let me see. Because as business owners, we always like feedback too. So put yourself in that. So number one, when you're crafting pitches, is put yourself in that other person's shoes. And before you send that message or that email, think to yourself, if I got this message or this email, will I feel like this is spam? Will I feel like this person has sent this to 20 other people and don't care? They're just trying to push services down my throat. So always put yourself in the other person's shoes. Number two, well, I'm not even really numbering these, but the second thing that I always do is, while I'm pitching, when I am sending out emails or messaging, I'm also building up my brand. I'm also building up my authority. I'm also implementing strategies that will have clients coming to me, so I don't always have to pitch. And I do this through Facebook groups. Dang, 1 second. Messages can come through. So I'll do this through Facebook groups. So since in the beginning I did not have a following, I did not have an email list, I did not have a Facebook group, so I had nowhere that I could actually get in front of people and start like standing out in my own way. So I had to leverage other people's audience. So when you're in Facebook groups, your main purpose or goal should be getting visible. Like, you want to stand out. You want people to remember your face, your name. Remember your name, your face, and remember, like, what are you good at? What are you constantly talking about? What services do you have to offer? Or at that time, they don't know what services you have to offer, but what are you really, really good at? So in Facebook groups, I am always answering people's questions. I am always giving tips, tricks, what has worked for me. I'm saying what I'm working on, because maybe I'm working on something and somebody else is working on something similar, and then they may have a question or they may have help during that stage of their business too. So I think a lot of people are like, how can I sell my services without being salesy? And how you do that is really giving more than you get. Like, you are showing up and you are saying, hey, this is what's working for me, this is what I'm doing, you should try it too, these are the tools and programs that I'm using and they work really good, you should try it too. And so even if you are saying that, let's just say you help with setup like MailChimp or a Dubsado or anything like that, some kind of social media, Instagram or whatever you like doing, if you are constantly giving tips about that sort of service or that sort of platform or whatever it is that you do, other people who struggle in that area will come to you and say, hey, can I message you? You can help me some more with this. It just literally happened before I got on live today. I was in a group and somebody asked a question, and then I commented on the question. And then in the comments, me and her kind of had a conversation a little bit back and forth. And then she commented and said, hey, can I message you to get more information about your services? And it was like, yeah, of course, message me. So now that's the message was just popping in. So now I am about to schedule a discovery call with her this week to see exactly what it is in depth that she needs help with and how can I help her. So it's like, you have to have the mindset of when you're in Facebook groups that, I am in this group to be visible. I am in this group to show up as an expert in my field. And you don't have to know everything. Like, the same way that you're going to help a client is the same way that you can help somebody inside of a Facebook group. It's the same exact procedure. It's the same exact method. So that's kind of how I leverage social media to book out my services. This is like the third This is probably going to be like the third discovery call I done had this week. And so I have 3. This is my third one. So I have, so this is like my tried and true method. Like, it works. Like, a lot of people are like, I don't know what to do. And they go inside of Facebook groups, and of course they post or they answer questions for a week or so, and they're putting in a lot of time, and they're like, that's not working. And the building up the way that you're going to attract clients is going to take time. It's going to take work. But it doesn't have to take that long. Even in the beginning, when I was building up my authority as a VA coach, it took about a month for people to start noticing me and saying, hey, yeah, she helps with coaching. She helps with VAs, and tagging me and posting different things like that. So it doesn't take long because, like I always tell you guys, majority of people in Facebook groups are lurkers. So if you stay consistent to it, well, let's just say 4 weeks, you will rise to the top quickly because a majority of the people in there are just watching. They are consuming content. They are not creating content. So if you go in and you're commenting and you're posting, you are definitely going to rise to the top, and people are going to know you for whatever you have to offer, whatever you're sharing, whatever your advice, tips, whatever you're giving. So that is my number one way to kind of attract people to come to you for your services. So let me know if you have any kind of questions. Drop them below. And so, of course, you guys know that we have one more day until the VA University doors close. In the VA University, we go in depth about the pitching and finding clients, because that is like the number one common question or problem that my clients have. So we spend a lot of time on that, so you can perfect that pitch and perfect your sales process to go ahead and book out those services. That is my main goal with the VA University, because I see so many times questions asked all the time. It's like, how do I find clients? And of course, I want you guys to be able to, whatever your desires are, whatever your dreams are, if it's leave your 9 to 5, if it's make $500, $1,000 on the side, if it is to travel more, that is my main goal in the VA University, and we do that through signing clients. So we go into your pitch, you send me your pitch, I just go all the way in on those pitches, and yeah, we go into all the other stuff too. If you're just starting from scratch, you're completely fine. The VA University is for you. If you have signed a client and you want to up level, you want to take it to the next level, the VA University is for you too. I'm all about branding too. So if you brand yourself as a VA, for whatever service that you specialize in, I'm all about that too, and that's how you take it to the next level. So let me know if you have any kind of questions. Again, the doors closes for the VA University tomorrow. There are payment plan options available if you need that. This is the cheapest way to work with me one-on-one. I know I've got some messages about that too. We have bi-weekly group live coaching calls. I had some questions about that. We start those calls on July the 9th. That's our kickoff week. I will poll the group, so we will see what kind of time works best for the entire group. So we will kind of vote on the time that works best for our bi-weekly calls. What else questions did I get? I do get a lot of questions about the payment option. So if you need the course in the group coaching, that is $75. You can get started with that. What else questions did I get in my inbox? When will I be releasing this again? Now, that's a really, really good question. So I do not know when the VA University will be opening again. This is my second time launching the VA University, so I'm not sure when I will do this again. And the only thing about that is when I do open the VA University again, the prices will go up. So I've had the same prices for this time and last time, so the next time the prices will go up. So if you really want to work with a coach in a group setting at an affordable rate, or even one-on-one if you need that, then this will be the time to go ahead and sign up. What else questions did I have about the VA University? What else questions did I have? I can't remember any other questions I had, but I think those were the ones that I really had. And I think some people had some questions about this too. You have unlimited messenger and email support from me too. So in between our live calls, you can message me any kind of questions if you're on a call with a client, or if you messaging a client and you just don't know what to say. I've got that in the past too. some people message me, you have full access to me. I'll be able to help you through whatever you're going on with your clients, getting them onboarded if you run into any kind of hiccups. And I'll be pretty much your accountability buddy as well as your coach. So to keep you on board, reaching your milestones, taking steps one foot in front of the other, that is what the VA University is for, and that's what I'm for. So yeah, go ahead. I will drop the link. Make sure you get into the VA University this time at the lowest rate possible. Doors close tomorrow. I was about to say next week. Tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I think that's all I have. But I thank you so much, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for your support. And I will see you tomorrow. But wait, tomorrow we're going to talk about the sales process. We're talking all about the sales process. That is day 5. That's the final day of the Facebook Live series. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.